Welcome to episode 6 to today's show. I'm Julian and this is the channel of I Unlimited. Today we're going to talk about the sixth income of the 7 incomes, how to become a millionaire in the next 10 years. And income number 6 are royalties or licensing fees, whatever is covered in there. Now this is income number 6, and you will see income number 6 and then also income number 7, which we'll talk about next week, are incomes that not necessarily need any money at all. They need actually, income 6 and 7, they need a lot of sweat work, so you have to put in a lot of effort. They need knowledge, they need experience, they need direct value many times to other people. Now, how do royalties work? How do these licensing fees work? What are these things, and how can you make a profit out of them? Well, we've been talking about investments, we've been talking about stocks, we've been talking about dividends, we've been talking about savings, we talked about real estate just last week, we talked about your own work. And so today in income 6, it is about you creating something and then afterwards selling it over and over and over again. Now this is really important because here we're moving, if we look at the cash flow quadrant, here employees, self-employed, this is your own work here. We've been talking in the past a lot about the I quadrant here in the bottom, and now we're moving for the first time actually into the so-called B quadrant. There are several ways how you can start a business or how you can create something where you work for a certain period of time, but you're not making any money or very little, and then suddenly you actually stop working, but now your income starts happening and your income starts becoming passive income. And one of these ways are royalties and licensing. Now what are these things? Well, just a couple of examples, and you can have countless of these examples. For example, you write a book, make almost no money writing it. Actually, maybe you have to pay money to write it because it takes you time, publisher, editor, and so on, research. But then once you can start selling it, then it shoots up. For those of you that are good singers, I'm a horrible singer, but maybe you're a good singer. You can write a song, you can sell music, you can sell ideas, you can have patents, you can have business models. A lot of things can be licensed and can be paid on royalties. Now here are some important things that you want to focus on. Of course, the older you become, the more knowledge you have, the more experience you have, the easier it is to do these things. Now, of course, especially with singing, for example, there's a lot of young stars, Taylor Swift, all these people, of course, they're super young. These people, they are the exception to the rule, right? There's very few of them. Most of the people who earn from royalties and earn from licensing fees, it takes them years and years and years and years of work in this field to sell that knowledge afterwards. I love this field, and some of you might know I'm actually in the process of finishing my second book. My first book was on kitesurfing Trictionary. It's a link below if you want to look at it. I think it's great. If you're a kite surfer, you should definitely get it. I'm finishing my second book right now because I really love this income stream. It's one of the most powerful income streams because, and this is how you can measure your income stream here. The first question you have to ask yourself in this business is, how many people can you reach with what you're doing? How many people can you reach with what you're doing? This is really the key. For example, why is my kitesurfing book not making me a millionaire? Simple, because it's a book that is very targeted to kite surfers. Now then you will have books like Dan Brown, who writes about very, very great stories. Maybe you have read all his books about Mona Lisa in France, the Da Vinci Code, and all these things, right? He reaches millions of people. That's the first question. How many people can you reach? First question. And second question is, what's your leverage on one product? Okay? Now, if you're selling a book that maybe doesn't reach as many people, but you have a very high leverage on it, it's extremely powerful. The most powerful thing would be if, and especially that comes with licenses, so basically licenses is you develop a product and instead of selling it yourself, you license it to another company and you get a licensing fee whenever this thing is getting sold. Patents, for example, or ideas can work this way. Now, these two things are related to your total income. And then the third question is the time you can sell this, so the length. And out of these three is a mathematical quotient. So the more people you can reach, the higher your leverage, and the longer you can sell this, the higher your income is gonna be here eventually. And that's basically all the magic about this. So where can you start with this? Well, all of you have an interest, I'm sure. And all of you can create a free blog, all of you can create a website, all of you can create a Facebook page. Create something around what you're doing. And if you feel there's a certain followership for what you're doing, people come and buy in, no charge, you can start thinking about taking it to the next level and start selling. For example, as a physical book, if you're a good singer, sing, create something on YouTube, play the guitar, sing, and see how this works. Another thing, start doing webinars, start doing mailing lists, and so on. These things all fall under this category. And then start leveraging on what you have learned and what you have created. If you love, like me, sports, leverage on that sport. Have an idea that no one else is doing and start leveraging this out. It is one of the most powerful ways so that and you don't have to do this full time, right? You write your book maybe 1 hour a week, 3 hours a week, 1 hour a day, it doesn't matter. Or you have an idea and you want to work on this idea. Well, you can do this part-time. It doesn't take much money to get started. You just do it. And it allows you to move from the E and S quadrant, employee and self-employed, into the business quadrant. Key in the business quadrant is you need to use other people's time. Here in the investor quadrant, you either have money yourself or you need to learn to use other people's money. This is really important, right? If you don't know if you cannot raise the money to buy an apartment, you need to have money yourself. Very simple. Here, you need to use other people's time, and here's the power why. If you write a book and you have to go from door to door to door to door to sell that book, it's not going to be very efficient because actually you're going to stay in the left side. So you need to use tools like Amazon, or you need to use tools like YouTube to leverage your sales. And in the seventh income stream, when we really focus on that business quadrant, about the equity side of the business, then you will see how important it actually is to leverage other people's times. Great. I hope you get an idea. I cannot give you the idea or give you the tool exactly what you need, because that's actually the trick of the royalty and licensing deals, right? You can buy royalties and licenses from other people, but then it becomes more of an investment. Creating these things will not pay you much money. You will get the money once it's finished, and then the amount of money you will make depends on how many people can you reach, what's your leverage, and for how long can you sell the product or service that you have created. There's hundreds and countless of ideas, and in today's society with all the digital delivery systems, it is easier than ever before to actually get started in this, pretty much for free. So any one of you should try this, any one of you should go with this, and if you have a good idea about this, and suddenly people will start in and follow you, you will see you can make this into a sales-based model, and suddenly you're going to start earning money in the business quadrant, and you will actually have so-called passive income, and this is what we all want because it's scalable business. I hope you get good value out of income 6. I know income 6 becomes less and less concrete compared to the ones before. You will see this, but the next income number 7 that we'll talk about next week, is getting even harder to go exactly into that, but you will see. Most millionaires, and when we talk about billionaires, they all become that because of the B quadrant. It's the most scalable and most powerful quadrant out there. I hope you get good value out of this. If you do, please follow our channel here, left upper corner. Please subscribe to our newsletter. Follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, literally any social media out there. Share with your friends. I would really love that. I hope you have a good week. See you next Tuesday. Hope you get good value. My name is Julian, and thanks for watching Unlimited. Bye-bye.